How the Hebrew scientific system reappears in the ministry of Jesus. Peace to the remnant. Today I'm teaching on how the Hebrew scientific system, the same system God revealed in Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, and Deuteronomy, reappears in the ministry of Jesus. This message is called How the Hebrew Scientific System Reappears in the Ministry of Jesus. This teaching stands on its own, but it connects to everything we've been building. The laver, the holy water, the copper zinc system, the purification architecture, and the fact that the Bible is the original scientific text. Jesus did not bring a new system. He fulfilled the original one. Jesus said, "Think not that I am come to destroy the law. I am not come to destroy, but to fulfill." That means everything God established in the Old Testament: purification, sanitation, agriculture, medicine, identity, judgment. Jesus activates it, fulfills it, and reveals its true purpose. He is not replacing the Hebrew system. He is restoring it. Jesus begins his ministry with the laver pattern. Jesus' baptism is the fulfillment of Exodus 30. The Jordan River becomes the laver in motion. The water becomes the purification stage. The heavens opening becomes the courtroom. The Father's voice becomes the identity. This is the same pattern. Purification imply judgment, imply identity. Jesus steps into the Hebrew scientific system, not a Greek one. Jesus uses Hebrew sanitation and medical laws. Jesus tells the leper, "Go show yourself to the priest." Why? Because Leviticus 13 through 14 contains the world's first medical diagnostic system. Jesus honors the Hebrew medical blueprint. He does not replace it. He activates it. When Jesus heals, he sends people back into the system God established, not into Greek medicine, not into Roman superstition, but into the Hebrew public health structure. Jesus uses Hebrew water purification principles. In John 9, Jesus heals a blind man using clay water, earth, activation. This mirrors Numbers 5. Holy water in an earthen vessel mixed with dust. It mirrors the laver, water purified by copper and zinc. It mirrors the Hebrew purification system, not Greek philosophy. Jesus is using the same elements God used in the Torah. Jesus uses Hebrew metallurgy, symbolism. In Revelation, Jesus' feet are described as fine brass. Why brass? Because brass is copper plus zinc, the metal of purification and judgment. Jesus embodies the same metal God used in the laver, the altar, the serpent, the sockets, the pillars. Jesus is the living fulfillment of the brass system, the purifier and the judge. Jesus uses Hebrew agricultural science. Every parable Jesus teaches is agricultural. Sowing, reaping, pruning, harvesting, soil condition, seed cycles, vineyard management. These are not Greek ideas. These are Hebrew agricultural sciences from Genesis, Exodus, and Deuteronomy. Jesus teaches using the same agricultural system God established in the beginning. Now let's talk about Jesus uses Hebrew psychology and human behavior. Proverb describes human behavior, emotional regulation, and cognitive patterns. Jesus teaches the same principles: forgiveness, identity, trauma, fear, anxiety, restoration, self-deception. Jesus is not borrowing from Greek psychology. He is fulfilling Hebrew psychology. Jesus uses Hebrew economics. Genesis 41 describes economic forecasting. Leviticus 25 describes debt release and economic resets. Proverbs describes stewardship and wealth. Jesus teaches the same economic system. Parable of the talents, stewardship, debt forgiveness, economic justice, wealth responsibility. Jesus is not teaching Roman economics. He is restoring Hebrew economics. Because Jesus is the fulfillment of the Hebrew scientific blueprint. everything Jesus does, healing, teaching, cleansing, restoring, revealing, is built on the same system God established in the Torah. He is the living laver. He is the living holy water. He is the living serpent of brass. He is the living manna. He is the living cornerstone. He is the living identity. Jesus is the fulfillment of the Hebrew scientific system. So in closing, hear me clearly. Jesus did not come to introduce a Greek system or a Roman system. He came to fulfill the Hebrew system, the original scientific, agricultural, medical, economic, and spiritual blueprint God gave his people. The world hides this because acknowledging it means acknowledging God. But the remnant sees it clearly. Jesus is the fulfillment of the original design. Peace to the remnant.